Hey everybody, I am David, and today I want to talk about Supergirl Season 2. The season finale just ended, and right off the bat, I'm going to say the finale was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. But we're here to talk about the season as a whole. I will give my little highlights on what I thought were some of the best moments, and maybe even give a little theory on that little tease there for next season at the end of this video. The highlights will be saved for my DC TV recap, which will be on Thursday. So that way I can talk about Gotham, Arrow, The Flash, and Supergirl, and I said Arrow, right? Yeah. So there we go. Let's talk about Season 2 of Supergirl. I am going to say that this was a really good season, much better than the first season. And I liked the first season. I thought the first season was good. But this one definitely was better. There was definitely more of an edginess to it compared to season 1, which a lot of people would say was a little bit more fluffier, if you will, if you want to call it that way. This one definitely felt more proper on the CW. I liked it more on this station, not just because it makes the crossovers easier, although when the crossovers do happen, they're a lot of fun. But if you look at Supergirl Season 2 as a whole, except for the 2 episodes that set up the crossover events, the 2 crossovers, the Invasion one and the duet with Flash, Supergirl was mostly a standalone season, and I think that benefits from having it on its own Earth rather than be on the same Earth as the other 3 shows. And, it's nice to have that. It's nice to have a show that's concentrated solely on one thing. Although it is nice to get other characters popping in once in a while here and there. Maybe Season 3 can do a little bit more of that. But right now I'm happy what we got. We got a lot of focus on these characters that we have, such as Alex. She got into a relationship this season, which I enjoyed a lot more in the beginning. But then as the season continued, I felt they were kind of forcing it down our throats a little bit. I don't mind the lesbian angle. That part's cool with me. It's just like any other relationship on the CW. It's how they have to force the drama down our throats. I can live with, any type of relationship. Gay, straight. It doesn't matter to me. If they want to, get interspecies relationship, I better be careful with how I phrase this one. If they want to get, a human being with an alien species, go for it. Like Wynn was during this season a little bit. Sure, why not? I just don't like it when they force the drama aspect down our throats. That's the only thing that bothers me sometimes, because I feel like it brings down the episode. It's like my least favorite aspect of all these series, I like it when the relationships are happy, and at the end there, I really liked it when Alex asked Maggie to marry her. I thought that was a really nice way to end the season for her and her arc, the way she was going. Also, Wynn was serving his purpose more this season, I felt. He kind of was filling that role last season as well as the tech. He was the guy always behind the computer. But I like that he was working with the agency now. So it put him in a better position, I felt, than working at Catco, just, being yelled at by Cat Grant. Because now that you don't have Cat there, who's going to give Wynn some shit? And so it's good that he kind of got an upgrade this season. Obviously, Hank Henshaw, or should we say John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. I was kind of worried when the move to the CW was happening, because I thought, does that mean we're going to have more limited time with him turning into the Martian? But no, they still gave us the Martian every once in a while. Like, not every episode, but when they could, when they thought it was serviceable, they had him transform, which was always cool. So, and John's character is, I love the Martian Manhunter in the animated Justice League cartoon, so it's great to have a new live action interpretation that is so much better than Smallville's take, which was always in the human form, which bothered me a lot. Like, come on, man, turn into the Green Martian. This one we got that, and then we even got McGann, who even came back in the finale here, which was really cool, along with a whole bunch of white Martians helping out. The finale was really awesome. And then, I guess I should talk about this part, Superman. Superman was a big thing coming into this season because last season Superman was a small potato. You didn't really get to see him much, and when you did get to see him, you never really got to see his face. You either saw his leg or you saw him as a blur or something like that. This season they got an actor to play him, show his pretty little face, and he was kicking ass here in the finale. He was kicking ass in the first 2 episodes of the season. He was a joy to have. I love the character of Superman. If you know me, my top 2 favorite superheroes of all time is Batman and Superman. So to have Superman on this show was really enjoyable. And he didn't overshadow Kara. For people that think like Kara was going to get overshadowed by Superman, I didn't feel that way at all. I thought it was a perfect balance. They gave us him in the beginning. He went away, let Kara have her show, and then he came back in the finale. I thought was really cool. And, the way they play him is the kind of the same way they teased him in season 1. He's like a big brother to Kara. And I feel like all these superhero shows need that. Except for Legends of Tomorrow, since they're all a family already, sort of. With Arrow, you got Oliver and Thea. With Barry, you got, on The Flash, you got Joe and Wally and Iris, sort of. And then you got Superman and Alex for Kara to talk to on Supergirl, which was really nice. Especially, like, in the finale here, there was that little, heart-to-heart talk between Superman and Kara, which I really enjoyed. And their chemistry together, the actors have nice chemistry together that they play off each other really well. And that's always interesting when a new actor comes in and to see if their chemistry works with the rest of the cast. And yeah, Tyler Hoechlin, remember, I did a video before when he was announced as Superman. I did a video saying that I wanted Tom Welling. I didn't want this Tyler Hoechlin guy. He didn't look like Superman to me. He quickly won me over in those first 2 episodes. So I shut my mouth right away, and I'm sorry I made that video. But I still have that video up, so if you want to go check that out, go for it. And then there's finally the Mon-El story arc with Kara. And you know what? Let's get this part out of the way first. Jimmy Olsen. Such a huge waste of a character this season. I feel bad for the actor who plays Jimmy because I think he's a good actor. And I like the character of Jimmy when he's played with right. But this season, man, he became a background character that sometimes I forgot he was on the show. Like, he was barely even in the finale. Where was he? He only showed up in 1 scene, I think, on the balcony with Cat Grant, who was great to see, by the way. It was fun to see Cat Grant in this finale again. Because you kind of miss her, and I'm surprised she was staying there at Cat. Anyways, Jimmy Olsen, he became this superhero, like, early on in the season. And even that was barely used. It's like, so he became a hero for nothing. And like, what are they doing with the character? Really, it's like they had him become a hero. They had these big plans, and then they realized, the fans aren't digging what we're doing with his character. Why don't we just keep him to the background? Like, he wasn't even there in the final fight at the end when everybody could have used him. Finally, an excuse for him to put on the damn suit, and he doesn't put it on. Ay. And then... they bring in this Mon-El character, and you think, oh, are they gonna do a love triangle with Jimmy, Mon-El, and Kara? And it seemed like it at first, but it seemed like they quickly went away from that. And it seemed like the fans embraced Mon-El and Kara, even coming up with the name Mon-Era or something, or Caramel. That's it. That's the name the fans came up with them, was Caramel. And so fans quickly, embraced the Caramel relationship. And now it's that. And I'll admit that ending today with Mon-El going into space, having to leave Earth, that was a little heartbreaking, man. I thought Kara was gonna have it all. I thought she was gonna finally be in a relationship. No, man. She had to do what she had to do and get Mon-El off the planet in order to survive. So yeah, man. And then they'll obviously bring Mon-El back. They even kind of set it up there, that little line at the end for him to return. So yeah, I won't mind when he comes back, but until then, now I can make my move. I hope that doesn't sound creepy. Now let's talk about that ending there in the finale. What are they setting up for season 3? This is going to be the interesting thing. They had this little thing 35 years ago when the destruction of Krypton was happening. And they show, okay, Clark is being sent off to Earth, and then they show another part of Krypton where it looks like a darker part of Krypton where these people are putting another baby in a ship. And we're like wondering, so what's this baby? But clearly it's something evil, because they're saying that when the time is right, this baby will reign over, I guess. I thought they were going to say something else. And this is where my theory comes in. I think the baby is going to be Doomsday. Maybe, is that a little bit too obvious? I have no idea, but I think it could be Doomsday. Why not? Maybe the creature Doomsday is a little monster baby right now in the ship. And I mean, in the comics, there are versions, if I remember correctly, there are versions in the comics where Doomsday was a creation on Krypton by Kryptonian scientists. So if somebody wants to make sure on that, comment below. And so I do wonder if, because we know Superman's going to come back in season 3, will they kill off Superman? And this is a show where they can do it. They can, like Smallville had Doomsday, but they didn't really do anything. They didn't kill Superman. They didn't kill Clark, because that was their excuse was, well, Clark, this is before he becomes Superman, so we want to save Doomsday. And like the way they ended Doomsday in that show was that they buried him underground, so that way one day he will be released when Clark is finally Superman. But we'll never get to see that fight. But this is the fight that they can show us on the show. And, they did CGI characters on this series before. I hope they don't give us the weird, cheesy-looking version that Smallville did. I understand why Smallville did it, and I gave them props for trying, for effort. But Supergirl has been leaps and bounds better at creating these villains, like giving us villains that are almost like the comics, much better than Smallville did, probably because of the higher budget. And so if they do bring in Doomsday, look, I'm not expecting special effects like Batman v Superman or movies like, big blockbuster films, but I do want to see a pretty good representation of Doomsday, not a man in a gray suit, give us something pretty cool if that's the way they're going. Kill off Superman. They can even do the story arc, A World Without Superman. Supergirl has to step in and be that hero now that Superman's gone. Then you do the finale, and guess what? Superman is the villain. Hey, writers, I just gave you your story arc with Superman for the season 3. There you go. That's what you can do with Superman. You already have your beginning, your middle, your whole chunk of middle through the rest of the season, and then your ending, bringing Superman back, or maybe do the whole the many Supermen. Like there are There was Steel. There was Cyborg Super. Well, we kind of had Cyborg Superman. But anyways, you get it what I'm saying. And then you can bring the black suit Spider-Man at the very end. That would be amazing. So, guys, I'm going to end this here before this video gets too long and I get too nerdy. This was a really good season. I thought it started off really strong. It kind of lost its way in the middle towards the endish. But the finale made up for all of that, and it was a solid season. It was a solid season too. I like this season more than season 1, and I like season 1 too. You know, I like season 1 also. So there we go, guys. Comment below and tell me your thoughts on Supergirl season 2, and tell me your theories on who or what do you think that baby is in that spaceship. Like I think it's Doomsday. Or my second thought is that maybe it's the son of General Zod. Who knows? And like this video, subscribe to my channel, especially if you are a huge fan of the DC TV shows, any of them, as well as the upcoming Black Lightning, which I'll be adding to my DC TV recap next season. So until then, guys, I'm ending this here. Take care.